Greetings and hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining me today for this talk. It's really an honor. I have been called to share this message with you today. And today is about recognizing the beast within, how to think for yourself. Now, no one in history who has complied has made history. When we think back of people who are quote unquote legends, we talk about the year of the giant this year. These people have dropped out of school, or even Steve Jobs says, think different. These people were outskirts. Compliance is not really cool. Thinking for yourself is. So as we're stepping into a new decade, here we're in 2020, it's time to prepare and really begin to think for yourself. Within all of us lies a beast within. You can find it meditating. You can find it when you're working out and all of a sudden you're exhausted, but there's something there and you just give into it and it takes over. It may win the last 300 meters of a run. It could be the last 7 reps when your muscles are done. It could be while you're meditating and you feel this silence, this breathing that's not you, and you want to touch it, this giant in front of you. Later we'll go into a meditation so you can meet your inner giant. For now, let's speak to it. Everyone has it, so there's no reason to fear it. Now, if you're drawn to this, typically you are a giant, because let's face it, every giant does eventually need some employees. So don't feel bad about that. But know that you got to stop calling people boss if you are an employee. No one is your boss. Stop that. People supervise your work, yes, but no one is your boss. No one has the power over you. Only you, the person looking back at you in the mirror, and your highest power, God. Whatever it is that you answer to or who, that is your boss. Everything else here on earth is not, no one is your boss. They supervise your work and they help you with things. Number 2, ask all questions to yourself before asking others. In order to open your own rebellion, did the Beatles run and say, hey, how do you guys feel about this? No, they asked themselves what feels right, and they went with that. Ask yourself, because you are your best and worst critic, and sometimes you are very, 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 you need that, and you trust yourself. So ask yourself important questions before going outside. You will know the answer because you're quite critical of yourself. This actually leads me to number 3, which I'm going to talk with you about and tie them together. We're going to marriage it. Take advice from people who only live the life you want. When you are seeking out advice about your relationship, yes, your friend may be quite knowledgeable and they live a life they want. But your friend who looks like they have it all, as soon as they open their mouths, you can tell this is energy from someone I want to receive information from, or I'm okay and I'll just pass on that for now. You will know. Sometimes from the outside you can be fooled, which leads me to the next step. Use your discernment. Say less and listen more, or talk as much and see the reaction. And all people who think for themselves within a few moments can quickly pick up whether this person is right for them in regards to a relationship, into regards to business or advice that they're seeking. And they'll know. you know what, I really like this person, but I didn't really like what they said about this, or this, or they felt like they were just after it for the money. The next point, number 5, I recommend you trust yourself. This is one of the most important parts of awakening your inner giant. A rebel is not someone who is just anyone who goes against the grain. I'm not referring to the South of the United States, of those who rebelled against the Union, the Confederates. I'm referring to those people who choose to think for themselves, and it need not be a fight. It need not be wearing different clothing. Rebellion, true rebellion, is of the mind and of the action. Awakening this inner giant within yourself can cause a lot of things to happen, and as waves begin to fall and crash, it's important that you continue to trust yourself. Next, always do research. Number 6, always do research. Do your homework on these people. Do your homework on situations. Do your homework on finances. And this is so important because a lot of times we'll take education, for example, in high schools and colleges. People really have this perception that after school, then they want to work. So what happens when you find someone else who has not been to school and has traveled the world as means of education? What happens when you find out how to run your own business versus working for one? What happens when you begin to do research on people who said, you know what, I don't need to work for a company for 5 years and then build my own? What happens to those people? How do they end up moving forward? Always doing research to understand both sides of a story will help you when you use your discernment, and as you're trusting yourself, you will absolutely know what else is next. All right. These can be used both with finance and every area of your life, with fights, with all kinds of things. What did this person really mean? Have I taken it to a different level? I recommend success packs. These are people who help you go in the right direction. Sometimes when we surround ourselves with people when we know where we're going, it helps a heck of a lot. It's a heck of a lot easier to move forward in life. When you think differently, celebrate that. Celebrate every time you think differently from what everybody else has. The one time you did not vote for the person at the office. Celebrate that. Remember that. Celebrate the time that you wore your hair differently. But usually, again, rebellion comes in a thought. So while everybody else seems to run with a certain pack of fear and you have calm, celebrate that. For they know not what they do. Remember, Bob Marley says, all sheeple must learn to respect the shepherd. So, with this, I ask you to close your eyes and breathe. Focus on your breath. Feel the energy of the breath coming in through your nose, down your throat, into your lungs. Now feel it push out through your esophagus, out your throat, out of your breath, out of your mouth. And just keep breathing in this repetition. Next, as you're breathing in, I want you to imagine yourself melting into whatever surface you're in. The chair, a bed, relax your shoulders. With each breath inward, imagine your shoulders dropping. Imagine each muscle melting like a little piece of butter. Finally, put all your love in your heart and imagine that you are with a circle. You're standing in front of a huge audience. And you don't get to see yourself. It looks like an image of you from behind a podium. And there are millions of people in front of you. Millions. And you just are there. Nothing to prove. You can be in your sharpest outfit, nicest suit, or you can be in a track outfit with shorts on and sunglasses over your head. But as you're looking into this crowd, it's so overwhelming. There's people that just want to touch you. Children running, screaming your name. Everyone's flooding to you. And this moment is so big and heavy and powerful that as you breathe in, you just start sobbing. You made it and you didn't have to do a thing. There was nothing to prove. You are loved and adored just because you are. You're accepted and listened to. You get to the microphone to say a word, and people pick you up and put you over their shoulders, and you begin crowd surfing with millions and millions of people, carrying you over their shoulders, on their backs, lifting you above their heads. You made it. You made it to yourself. It's already done, and you have nothing to prove. Now feel that energy down to the tips of your toes, through the earth. Bring it back up, past your feet, up to your knees, to your hips, all the way up to the base of your spine. Now just feel this energy, a crowd cheering you on, and it just feels so good. Through the base of your spine. This is known as your root chakra. And just feel that laughter, that love of how easy it is to just be and accept stability. To just be. And no luck comes from here. Each inhalation goes to the space where I ask. Just keep breathing into that. Next, pull that vision up to your sex chakra. This is known as your sacral chakra. This is your creativity. Just laugh. This is so awesome. You are being lifted and loved. Your ability to create is so limitless. There is a power of people supporting you. Your sexuality is so powerful. It's breathing through you. And you have nothing to prove. All of your life experiences and everything have brought you to this space. Pull the energy up to your stomach, your solar plexus, and you are celebrated. You are at this amazing podium, and you're just beaming. You're smiling so hard because assertion is not something that you even had to do. It just came so naturally. And before you even asserted yourself, you were lifted up on crowds and crowds of people. Now pull that energy up to your throat and imagine, feel this support of everyone supporting you as you speak your truth. Everyone loves you for it. Whether they agree with you or not, they love it. Your throat chakra is now open. And up through your forehead. Take that vision up higher. The middle of your forehead is called your third eye. This is your intuition. And you are celebrated for seeing the truth of a lot of things. And it didn't take much effort, it was just easy. And you're celebrated for walking away. You're celebrated for staying, and you're celebrated for innovative ideas. Your third eye allows ideas to come to you naturally and effortlessly. This is how you will also trust yourself. Your dreams may become stronger, images or songs stick out to you, and it's now your responsibility to write everything down that happens in a day. To use your voice memos when you have something to say, or you remember a friend and why you're connected, or you think of a place, or as you're building, it just comes to you. It's so easy. You're celebrated on the shoulders of millions of people. And now up to your crown chakra. This is the space above your forehead, over your top of your head. This is where you are so connected to everything. Not just the people who are there, but you there standing on Mother Earth, which is a rock spinning in the middle of outer space, and you're riding it. You're all on it. And you're connected to everything, not just ideas, but money. You are connected to power. You are connected to influence. You are connected to universal intelligence. And you are celebrated for it. shoot that ball. If you see an image and color, keep that color and raise it up past the roof. Or maybe you're on a beach listening to this. Raise it up past the sky, all the way through the universe, through layers and layers of light. This is going up. As humans, we're on the third dimension. Now go up higher to the fourth dimension, this fourth plane. Tons of angels here. And ascended masters. Up to the fifth plane, where angels are. Up to the sixth plane, jelly-like, thick substance, where the universal laws are. Up higher to an illuminate, bright white light. This is the seventh plane. This is where the creator of all that is lies. At the top of this place, we will begin to make commands. Okay. From this space, it is commanded that all ideas come to you easily and effortlessly. That all spiritual downloads and understandings of what it feels like to be prosperous, what it feels like to be listened to, what it feels like to know your worth, of what it feels like to understand how to live debt-free, of what it feels like to walk into your purpose, all be given unto you now. Thank you so much. It's done. And to show you what discernment feels like, to show you that in the middle of any problem or crisis or whatever is happening with yourself, this is something that you can stay calm, that you know what calm feels like. And that you know how to listen to yourself and the voice of God. That you will know what it feels like to be eager to do positive work. That you will know what it feels like to experience the energy of Metatron. That you will understand what it feels like to upgrade spiritually and consciously and financially. That you will know how to keep positive relationships and attract amazing people who will help you. That you will know how to also be of service. And that you will know to always feed this beast. To know that this rebellion is you shining your own star in its own space. And to know that collisions in the universe happen often. Asteroids collide. But that's not a problem, and it doesn't stop the universe from running and functioning and giving. And to know that your highest purpose is actually the one thing that drives you, that makes you different. Thank you, it's done. Take another breath. And know you have awakened your giant. Thank you for listening. If you're interested in this session, you can always come to me at www.unapologeticallymarenike.com. I'm available for services and all forms of healing. You can repeat this message as often as you'd like. Remember, true wealth starts from within. Everything you have and every power that you are created from starts from yourself.